And we're on. We're live. Brother Adams, how are you doing? So we just went through our group quiz together. We seemed to get a pretty decent score this time, so we're pretty happy about that. It was interesting how this chapter was structured, in my opinion, because as you go through it, you learn about the different terms and measures of production and growth. What are we measuring? But then the equations were pretty basically on one section of the chapter. So for me, the challenge was just learning how to use those equations at the right times to determine the right answers. That was kind of my biggest struggle, of just not being able to do it really quickly. I just had to keep looking at the equations, keep remembering what to remember as far as information that I need and how to determine that and translate that to answering for the questions. So it's a pretty interesting chapter, pretty interesting about learning about the different types of capital. So, Jeff, you got anything?
I liked how this chapter was teaching about the productivity per person and not just looking at the total output, but looking at how a country or a group of people can be productive and be even more productive than what comes out on a piece of paper. You look into it and you say, oh, these people only made 100,000, but they had only 3,000 people doing it. I really like that. That it gets more in depth on that. That is all.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I work overnight at Sam's Club, and you kind of measure and count how many pallets you could do. And it was interesting as I was studying this chapter this week. I was able to apply it in my head to my job, and how productive am I being? How much work am I getting done within the given allotted time that I have compared to others? How much human capital do I have? What's my value with that? So it was pretty cool to kind of measure that, to see that, and to understand economically, maybe when managers give raises or promotions, or they decide to not promote somebody, or to even maybe let someone go, the economic decisions that are based in that all this time I kind of thought were just likability and emotions. It really is. A lot of it's based off economics, especially with this chapter. Production and growth really hits at home for me. So anyway, Jeff, did you think of anything else that you really struggled with in this chapter? Or
No, I agree with what you said. Figuring out when and where to use the proper equations. That's something that's going to be a little bit difficult to remember, but not impossible.
Remembering real GDP is kind of a kicker sometimes, how to always do that. But
yeah, but other than that, no, I don't have anything extra to add.
Okay. Well, Brother Adam, that's kind of where we're at with this. I don't feel quite fully comfortable with the chapter yet. See how I feel after I do those assignments on Thursday. I think I'll feel a lot better. But it's definitely an intriguing chapter. I just, that's the big thing I found with this course, is just remembering the equations and where to apply them and how to recognize them. So anyway, all right, well, Jeff and I think we are done and we are out. Jeff, unless you got anything else to add.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, thanks, Brother Adams. We are out.